It's the playoffs. Join me outside Capital One Arena in Chinatown, Washington, D.C., as the Washington Capitals get ready to play their first 2025 playoff game against the Montreal Canadiens. Feel the energy outside the stadium as we take in the army of fans getting ready to go inside to cheer on the home team. It was quite a season, with the Caps finishing second overall in the entire league. On top of that, their star player, Alex Ovechkin, broke Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal-scoring record just a few weeks earlier. Spoiler alert! In the end, the Caps won the game and also the series against the Canadiens, but as for the rest of the playoffs, well, we just won't talk about that. Lace up your skates and let's go on a power play! Hey, next morning, Vigoroso here. So you're probably wondering how that game turned out. Well, the Caps won. They were ahead 2-0 for the majority of the game. They were leading, they were dominant. And then in the last 10 minutes of the third period, the Montreal Canadiens started to gain some steam and they scored 2 goals. They caught up, they forced the game into overtime. So suddenly it was looking pretty shaky for the Caps. But as soon as that overtime period started, shortly in, Alex Ovechkin, the star who I told you about earlier, he scored, and it was his first ever overtime goal in a playoff series. So he scored so many goals that of course I've told you about. But this is something that in his history, and he's had 70-something career playoff goals, this is something he had never done. So he just did that last night. And since we are on the subject of the Washington Capitals, there's something else I wanted to show you here. This is actually related to my job as a tour guide. Right here on the ground is an umbrella. It is a Washington Capitals umbrella, and right here you can see the logo. And what's going on with this umbrella? Why am I even showing it to you? So as a tour guide, one of the tools of the trade is to carry around an umbrella or some kind of an object. Some people have these kind of glow-in-the-dark sticks that look like lightsabers, or there are some other things people use. But basically the idea is for the tour guide to have something in their hand that they could hold up high in the air so that their group behind them can always see where they are. The tour guide knows their way around the city. They know where to make all the turns. The group doesn't. They're from out of town. So it's important that they see where you are. Or sometimes I will tell my group, okay, you have a certain amount of time to go see this memorial, then come back to me. And if there are lots of people around, they need to be able to find me. So I've got that umbrella up in the air. And this is the umbrella I choose to use, a Washington Capitals umbrella. Most guides, I really don't know of any other guide that uses a Washington Capitals umbrella. So it's pretty awesome that it's, as of the moment, as far as I know, it's just me doing it. And if you take a look here, there are all these white stars on it. I actually did that myself. The umbrella did not come that way. The umbrella was just what you see minus all the stars. Those are actually glow-in-the-dark stars. So when I first started using this umbrella, it was great, except at night we would be at some memorials and it was dark, and my groups would complain that they couldn't see me. They couldn't find me. They couldn't see the umbrella. So I ordered these glow-in-the-dark stars that I put all over it. So that's pretty awesome when it's all lit up at night. The only problem is the way these glow-in-the-dark stars work is they need to charge. They actually need to be out in the sunlight or artificial light and get a charge before they can release that energy at night to glow. So I actually made a mistake on my last trip because I had my umbrella in my apartment in the dark for like 4 days or something when I wasn't working. And then I started a new trip, and one of the first things we did was go to the memorials at night. And before we went, I announced on the bus that I had this umbrella with all these glow-in-the-dark stickers, and it looks really cool. And then we got out on the ground, and I opened up my umbrella, and they just didn't glow at all. And so that was a little awkward. But I just have to be careful about that, not to bring it up in that case, or make a point to let it sit out somewhere and charge. But anyway, that's what's going on with my Washington Capitals umbrella. And right now we are actually at the park where I shot my very first video for this channel. Jefferson Manor Park. Brings back memories. Anyway, guys, we will stop here and we will return back to Vigoroso from yesterday. All right, guys, I hope you were able to soak up a lot of that energy of the Caps fans. Game 1 of the playoffs tonight. It's going to be kicking off within the hour. Lots of fans running around, lots of energy, and this is going to continue throughout the entire playoffs. And I'm pretty sure the Caps are going to go pretty far. Who knows what'll happen? But guys, thanks for joining me on this. Like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. This is Vigoroso, off to the next cool spot. Take care, guys.